And welcome back to the start of the second season of the Commanders semi-replacement squad. Now, we've had some guys who have proven that they're no longer replacements. We had a few guys upgraded to just be part of the roster. However, majority of the team still replacements. The whole thing about this series is the roster is not set unless you prove yourself. So, speaking of roster, we're starting at the end of preseason. In the past, in the traditional franchises, I have shown at least a bit of each of the three games. Just didn't feel like it was necessary for this series, similarly to the state-only challenges. But we do need to make some cuts. Now, at the end of last episode, I talked about the defensive tackle group, most of which I had brought in guys who were left or right ends and moved them over to DTs. That was the original plan for them. We could not sign anyone higher than a 70 overall, but after moving some guys over, they were higher than a 70 overall. I asked you guys what you thought. No one said that we needed to cut them. No one said that we should keep them. So I think in the spirit of the series, anyone who was brought in and for the purpose of being a DT and after being moved over was higher than a 70 overall, we will be cutting. So Doug Costin, Trey Lancaster, Marlon Davidson, and Andrew Billings, I feel like we should cut. And after doing so, we are left with only one DT from the original offseason, being, I believe it's Chris Tonga. We brought in Byron Cowart, as well as Christopher Hinton. Hinton was a right end, I believe, and Cowart was a left end. Moved him to DT. They're still under that 70 overall, so that works. Basically, I just brought in the best block shedders available for the DT spot. But that does still leave us with 5 players that need to be cut. And I feel one of those players is going to be Marcel Harris, who is 29 years old. Jeremiah Gemmel was part of the squad last year. He made some splash plays, has much better tackling. Zone coverage is not as good as Marcel Harris, but we're going to go with the youth. Only 1 overall less, so Harris will be cut. At free safety, I'm going to move Chauncey Abraham to the practice squad. Only a 60 overall. We don't need 3 free safeties, considering we have 2 strong safeties, so that spot evens out. Now, we have a lot of receivers, 9 on the roster. I really feel like we only need 6, so we might have to make some tough decisions here. I know the first cut I am going to make, or not even cut, I'll move him to the practice squad. That's going to be Cade Johnson. Was part of the squad last year. He's just at the very bottom of the roster, doesn't really have a way out onto the field with some of the other guys we brought in. So Cade Johnson will stay with the squad, just will be practice only. Now, Dylan Stoner was our best receiver last year in terms of stats, in terms of reliability. He'll be staying with the full 53-man roster. So that leaves us towards the top here. I do want to keep Tyron Johnson and Justin Watson. Isaiah Ford is a 69 overall at 27 years old. We have some much younger guys, very similar. So Isaiah Ford we are going to cut. Despite him having some pretty good ratings, he's also one of the slowest receivers. So we'll at least get a little bit faster with that move. Now that leaves us with 7 receivers. I feel like getting down to 6 would make more sense, but I don't want to miss out on any of the guys we have there. I think the move we make is actually Kevin Harris at running back. We have Borgie, we have Hales, and we have Turbin. We have 3 guys. I think that's all we need. So we're going to send Kevin Harris to the practice squad. And with that last cut made, we could talk about the starting roster. The offense still does not have a single dev player higher than a normal, but we've seen some mass improvements. Only 1 returning starter on the offensive line in Wes Martin. The rest of them are all brand new guys. We did bring back Dawson Deaton as a backup lineman. In the draft, we picked up a new tight end in Campbell. He'll be getting the start. Brock Wright will be our number 2 guy. We also have Oliver. We also have Oliver. He was injured in the last preseason game, so he's going to miss some time. I think we'll be fine there. On the outside at receiver, Tyron Johnson will be getting the start, as well as, was it Justin Watson, I believe? In the slot, I'm not quite sure yet. We're going to see a rotation of guys, a little bit of Stoner, a little bit of some of the new guys, just to see who grabs that spot the best. Borgie will still be our starting primary running back. Turbin will back him up. And then we also have Hales. And then brand new starting quarterback, Tyler Huntley. We're going to give him a shot, see how well he does. Over on the defense, we play, technically this will show a 3-4. We actually play more of a 3-3-5. Shaka Tony, our superstar dev, will still be our edge rusher on the left-hand side. When it goes down to the base packages, we're going to see some a variety of players. We're going to have Tonga and Cowart be the main DTs, and Kingsley Kiki will be on the right outside. Now, the overdrafted, at least we assumed, Davis, he will be our secondary left end because he actually has a bit of block shedding. Dillard does not, but he will still have some play time, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then Potoe will be kind of a backup both at right end and DT. At the linebacker spots, again, we don't actually really run a 4 linebacker set, but these are going to be the main guys you're going to see with Kaiser, Burks, Ian Benowi, I believe is how it's pronounced, and Cashman. We'll still probably see a little bit of Muse and Gemmel returning from the squad last year as backups. We also have Traven Howard. Safeties, Johnson and J.R. Reed, who unfortunately did go from a star dev back down to a normal dev. The cornerbacks, we're going to see Amadi, Burns, and Johnson. And then when we go out in the nickel, Amadi will slide down to that nickel corner. But as I was saying with Dillard, he will be getting the start at the right edge rusher. He has a really good pass rushing move, so I want to make sure he's getting some play time. Backing him up will be Potoe, who will also be our third rush DT, as Kingsley Kiki will slide down to the second rush DT. So we'll come out with 2 big guys in the middle and then 2 quicker guys on the outside. We'll see how well that works. Last year, we really only had 1 primary sack artist in Shaka Tony, who had, I think, 19.5 sacks. The next best guy, I think, was 4. So steep drop off. We want to see a little bit more variety from a few players. Still want Shaka Tony to continue to develop. And then over on the offensive side, like I had mentioned, Borgie will be splitting some time with Turbin. We saw that quite a bit with Huntley last year. Huntley did not want to return to the team in the offseason. We ended up drafting Turbin, who is technically the highest overall running back. He'll be our primary running back in the power situations, as Borgie does not have any sort of trucking ability, but we know that he creates space, so he'll definitely continue to get some looks. And now with all of that roster set up ready, it's time to jump into our first game of Season 2. We're up to a 67 overall. That's +4 from last year. Defense is at a 69, offense at 67. And we're going to be taking on a team we beat last year, the San Francisco 49ers, with an 88 overall offense, 85 defense for an 86 overall team. And let's get Season 1 underway. Johnson boots it back. Looks like it might be a touchback. Doubt they return it. They take a knee. They'll start at the 25. All right, defense, let's see what we can do here this season. We've upgraded at most of the spots, or just improved overall with some of our guys. They start with a Debo run to the outside. Be a gain of 8. And it does look like they've stuck with Trey Lance as their starting quarterback. So Brock Purdy, it's not starting. Maybe they should trade him. Can't go to our squad because he does have too high of an overall, but maybe next year. Never know. Run down the middle, tripping. Not for the first down is Leonard Fournette. So the first run stop doesn't necessarily go to anyone specifically, as they do come out with a heavy look. One tight end to either side, as well as a fullback, will be a rollout pass caught for the first down up to the 47. And with that fresh set of downs, they'll come out under center with a Twins look to one side. Hand this one off Christian McCaffrey with a fantastic juke. And the rest of our defense simply just falls down. Okay, well, not great, but at least it's CMC and not some random. Well, we know what the offense needs to do, and that is start off really hot, because already trailing 7-0 as we start our first possession with some good run blocking down the middle, and a flag comes in late. Not sure if that'll be holding or a face mask. And of course it ends up going against us, backing us up. Luckily, only 5 yards, so at least he was blocking and holding 5 yards downfield. That did go on our new center in Billy Price. Tyler Huntley going to roll out here. We have our tight end to the sideline, but does not get the catch. So we still have 15 yards to get the first down here. 2nd and 15. They'll come out with a double A gap blitz. We'll run right through it and get about 7 yards with Borgie. Now on 3rd and 8, we'll stick out in the same formation. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. See if maybe our rookie tight end could get down the seam. Not looking like it. Stoner to the outside. Nice throw there from Tyler Huntley, and that's going to be a first down, and we'll step out of bounds. And with Borgie needing to catch his breath as well as Huntley, we'll bring out the rookie running back in Turbin here, the power back. Like I said, he's taking over that role that we saw of Huntley. Quick stop, Armstead down the middle, maybe about a gain of 1. Or they'll be a little generous and give us 2. So 2nd and 8, sticking out in that heavy formation here. Try to find some quick passes underneath. Campbell with his first catch gets us close to the first for 3rd and 3. And we'll come out here with a more run-focused look. Gonna slide over one of our tight ends. Look for a little read option here and just end up handing this one off, and Borgie gets stuffed. 4th and 2 at about midfield, though. You know we're going for it. So we'll come out, trips to the left, 1 to the right. They have some really good guys up front, but we're gonna run it anyway. Borgie with some space will squeeze out the first down, about a gain of 4, maybe 5. It looks like they're lining up Fred Warner on that rookie tight end Campbell as we again try to get him down the seam. They send every guy. It's about triple coverage on him. That pass overthrown to Stoner. And I do have to give San Francisco a little bit of props. They really move around Bosa, which is a lot more than what most other teams do with their star guy, as Borgie continuing his dominant running. For a guy that still isn't even into the 70s, he is just a great player. Pick him up if you have the opportunity to. As we're going to try to roll around here, try to get this to one of our guys. Campbell with a heck of a grab. That was more than what we should have had to do on that play, but still, for the rookie, gotta love it. And if I'm remembering correctly, again, doing 2 series kind of messes with me sometimes, but I want to say he was like a 3rd or 4th round guy as Borgie trips on our own offensive lineman. That's great. But actually, no, I don't even think a 3rd or 4th. I think it was a day 3 with actual like round 1 talent. So definitely going to try to utilize him as they cover that read option beautifully. We'll basically get about a yard. And on 3rd and 9, let's send Turbin on a little bit of a wheel route here. We have a couple guys going a couple different directions to the back, not even back of the end zone, just midway through. Watson gets the grab, some really good positioning. First pass to him, goes for a touchdown. But also some massive props there to Tyler Huntley, completing that pass under some pretty heavy pass rush. So some props all around as Kaiser trying to do a fantastic job, and does. I mean, that's how you run a quarterback spy. That's the word. Just stuck on him the whole time while still managing to cover a crossing guy as well. I think that's the fun part about this series. We're going to see new guys fairly consistently until, like I said, someone proves themselves. Read option, cut to the outside here. Johnson whiffs on the tackle, will get the ankles with number 78. That's Dillard. I feel like I might need to change that number. I am not a fan of really anyone on the defense wearing a number in the 70s. DTs can kind of get away with it, but edge rusher that's a quick guy wearing 78, I don't know about that. But as we start the second quarter, 3rd and 1, we bring out the 52-man defense to help try to man up against this heavy front, and there's a tackle for loss. Cashman cashing in the backfield, dropping Fournette. Well, that was a much better go-around for the defense, getting the stop there on 3rd down. Now our offense can take back over as we find some pretty good lead blocking, so it's nice to see that run blocking is still staying consistent with almost an entirely new starting offensive line. And with 2nd and 7 here, let's go with a pass. Try to see if we can get some of these guys open downfield. We'll end up checking down. Brock Wright gets his first, maybe 2nd grab, converting 1st down. And now that we have a true fullback this year, maybe we'll try to give him the ball a little bit. Bodden down the middle with a pretty good lead block from number 65. We'll at least get a couple. Now, one thing that we don't necessarily have at the running back spot is a true pass catcher. Borgie can do it just fine, as I'm sure also can Turbin, but we don't have a specific receiving back. But do we need it when Borgie rips off runs like that? Just continues to make it difficult for me to even want to put out Turbin. Basically, the only reason I do as if Borgie really needs a rest, as there goes Campbell right down the seam, pass lofted just far enough. A heck of a grab there from Campbell with the safety bearing over. Obviously, I've only had a couple passes go Campbell's way, but so far I'm liking the look of him. We'll try to go to his way here. Pass thrown to the outside, and there is the touchdown for the rookie. The safety just acted way too slow on that play. Honestly, Campbell didn't run a fantastic route, but he got the positioning. Another great throw again from Huntley. Puts that only where Campbell can get it. Ward stood no chance. Well, obviously the first couple minutes of the game wasn't great. We allowed San Francisco to just march down the field and put a touchdown on the board. But then since then, really good plays as we stuff McCaffrey there basically at the line. So the only thing we're missing right now is a Shakatoni sack. So let's see if we can get him around the edge. Not with that quick pass. It'll be Kittle close to the first. Another 3rd and 1. And they'll come out with that same look they did on the previous 3rd and 1. Fournette in the backfield with a lead blocker, and he will get it this time. About a gain of 3, maybe 4 on the play as Burks brings him down. But still though, even on a play like that, there wasn't a whole lot of space. He just found the small crease, and as a veteran running back, it's what he's supposed to do. Gonna motion over Warner here. Be another run to that left-hand side, which we blow it up perfectly. Cashman once again in the backfield. That'll bring up a 2nd and 11 as they go with another read option. Johnson, much better job that time. Secures the tackle in open field. Does still go for a short gain. Bringing up 3rd and 9. They come out empty set. We have the double A gap. We're going to drop back into coverage. Nice little chip block there from Kittle, and he also gets the first down. No, he doesn't. They say 4th and inches. That's a bad spot, but I'll take it. Or maybe San Francisco's onto something as I was. Challenging the play, we'll see if they get the first. And the ref says no. After further review, still 4th and inches. So let's see here what the rookie returner in Fox can do, or maybe not. Punted out of bounds. Well, since Fox didn't get a shot there in the punt return, let's see what he could do in the receiver screen. We have a lead block, plenty of space to the outside. Can we get by Warner? No. Down about just past midfield. Inbounds will keep the clock rolling, which honestly, I'm fine with. We're up 7, still have all 3 timeouts. Trips look here to the right-hand side. We have 1-on-1, but not going to get the opportunity as a flag comes down about the same time as the sack. And somehow we give up a sack on the same play that we hold. Doesn't make sense to me. 2nd and 21 as they decline the penalty. Step up across the middle here. That's going to be Watson, his 2nd grab, making it much more manageable 3rd down here. Sticking out with that same formation. Have to worry about Bosa. He does have his X-Factor ability, but we're going to run it down the middle here with Borgie. We're planning on going for it on 4th down anyway, so I'll run a little bit of some hurry up here. Go with some curls and a go route. See who breaks open first. Not much of an option as that pass kind of tipped away, intended for Stoner. I don't know if that was just a bad throw, lack of effort there by the receiver, or just a great play by the defense. Either way, it's turnover on downs. That also gives San Francisco the opportunity to tack on a few more points here before half as Shakatoni clean around the edge forces an awful throw there from Lance. Honestly, kind of surprised there wasn't an intentional grounding call on that because it sure looked like it. But 2nd and 10, another shotgun look here. Tight formation of Shakatoni clean off the edge. We'll get a hit in there on Lance, but he gets it out to McCaffrey, who's kind of escorted out of bounds at the 45. And that does give them a 1st down. 3 timeouts remain, 28 seconds on the board here before half. So will be another pass. Lance across the middle. That's going to be Debo with a juke. Has space to the outside. Outruns the entirety of our defense. Now this game's tied back up. Small mistakes like this can be costly when you're only a 67 overall team taking on one of the league's best. But there's a wide open receiver across the middle. There's the rookie in Fox. We're back up to midfield. We'll call a timeout. We have all 3, well, now just 2. 15 seconds on the board, probably still about 20-ish yards away from getting into a field goal range as Huntley gets that ball down the sideline, but just a few yards too far out in front. 10 seconds left. A little bit of some play action here. I definitely want Watson going down the sideline. If it'll let me actually call the play. No? Okay, well, it is what it is, I suppose. As we hand this one off. Not the play I thought it was going to be. 5 seconds left, and once again, mistakes that could cost us. 3rd and 12, 5 seconds left. We've kind of made our own custom play here. See who could get down the field. Huntley gonna have to scramble. Anything gonna pop open? We'll toss this one out late. Fox can't get the grab. We do have a tie game heading into half. Well, at one point in this game, seemed like we were in control. Things can quickly change. We do have the lead in the passing game by a good bit. They have the lead in the rushing game. So, there's a path to victory, which we saw last year. We just need to continue that. But let's look around the league here as the Bills show up with a lot of points. They also give up a lot, but get the 38-31 victory over the Eagles. Next up, heading to about midway, Mile High as well. The Dolphins up big towards halftime, 24-3 against the Broncos. And for our last update, we have the Lions taking on the Giants. And it's all Giants, 21-7. I say all, it's only 3 scores for the Giants, 1 for the Lions, but still pretty sizable difference there. Let's focus back in on our game. We'll be starting off with the ball, so a chance to negate some of our mistakes later in that second quarter. As there's a little bit of space down the middle, pretty good return there from Fox. He is one of the receivers that is rivaling a starting spot there with Stoner, but we know how good Stoner was for us last year, so we're giving him the benefit of the doubt for the first few weeks. We'll see if he could prove that he should remain our starter, as we do get Turbin down the middle on play 1 for a gain of 3. We're going to go right back to it. Let the man cook a little bit, find some space to the left-hand side, pushing through, first down. And in Huntley's first half was pretty good. He missed a few throws here and there, but he also really kept some plays alive by just his ability to run around a little bit as he does here, maybe back to the line. And on 2nd and 9, let's go to the opposite side of the field than Bosa, with a little bit of a running back strong here down the middle. Can't quite run through Fred Warner, but we'll get a few more yards. That'll leave 3rd and 7. We have a 2 receiver set either side. Have a little bit of a zig. We're actually going to need to step up here. Huntley with some space. Scrambles, first down at the 48. And we'll stay out in that same formation. Again, that 2 receiver set either side. We're going to send Fox in motion here. We know Stoner can be a pretty good run blocker. We've seen him have some really good blocks. Unfortunately, can't get to the edge this time. Only a gain of 1. But I feel like that's going to be the plan, at least so far with Fox, is to use him a little bit as a splash kind of player, where we bring him in at jet sweeps. We use him obviously as a kick and punt returner, and he could also provide some electricity as well in the receiver screen game. So that's the plan. Gonna go for Stoner again on that deeper zig. We'll get the first. Tyler Huntley, 12 of 17 on debut, as we're gonna check to a run here. Had the deep shot kind of scheduled, but they were playing off coverage, didn't trust it. We only end up getting a gain of 1 anyway. Maybe it's time to bring out Turbin, kind of get a little bit of some fresher legs. The big heavy group up front, try to plow through, and we kind of run through Fred Warner a little bit. He had some help from a few other 49ers, but he'll scrap together a 3rd and short, as we're going to motion over right, have Bodden as our lead blocker. We're going to hit this left-hand side where they have a little few less defenders. That'll work out pretty well for us. Sitting at the 20, just maybe a little bit outside of the red zone, maybe just slightly in. We're gonna motion over Brock Wright, see if he could leak to that left-hand side. They cover it pretty well. We have 2 guys over here, and a great job as that one's gonna get picked off by Ward, who just ate the shoulder of our lineman. But I was gonna say a great play there made by the corner. Followed, I believe it was Bodden. As you see right up, I mean, just a great job. Tip that one up. I mean, that's tip drill through and through. Was really hoping Bodden would end up crossing and kind of just get lost in the motion of the play. Just a great job there made by the corner. As they go the run down the middle, and that is just eaten up beautifully. Who is that down the middle? Of course, it didn't give me the replay, but just look at this play from Coward. One-on-one, just, I mean, that's textbook. He ate up the block, held the guy, and got the stop on the run. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. Did his job perfectly as they do get Debo again on that outside run with blockers in front. And he'll be taking another one to the house. Great play, great blocking. 49ers back in front. Well, once again, it'll be up to our offense to tie this thing back up. With some good blocking down the middle, Turbin will get forward, gain of 5. Let's see if we can hit a little bit of some play action out of this play. Have Campbell and Wright going deep on a corner/post route. They cover it really well. Let's just step up here with Tyler Huntley, get the first down, and scoot out of bounds. And so far, really liking the addition of Tyler Huntley. He really combined two of our quarterback roles last year with Tyree Jackson being a running style quarterback, and perhaps we should bring him back as just a backup quarterback, as sometimes these running quarterbacks, their stamina tanks, and just having the ability to have a few other guys could be helpful. As we're once again going to try to get this one to the outside. Stoner! Heck of a play again by that corner. That is 2 plays on the outside. He's blown up, leaving us here with a 3rd and 9. Let's try to set up a out route at the line to gain here with Watson. As they stick to the inside, that route not ran very cleanly. And we don't get the catch inbounds at the 39 from here. I feel like we do need a punt. We're going to ask the defense to step up big for us. I feel like we need Shaka Toney to come alive here in the 4th quarter. Haven't seen him much, but they've kind of gone away from him as much as they can, leaving multiple different guys. And can we get some tackles in the secondary? I feel like if I remember correctly, this is what San Francisco did in the last game in last year when we played against them, is that they called an offense that really just took Shaka Toney out of the game. And it seems like they're doing it again today. Granted, last time we played against them, Shaka Toney wasn't a superstar. He is now, and I expect him to make some bigger plays as they go with a run down the middle. McCaffrey for a short gain. And now 3rd and 4. We're going to come out once again that double A gap look. They're going to make an audible. Basically just flipping the formation almost. Again, trying to have some press coverage. Shaka Toney clean off the edge, and there's not the sack. Trey Lance stays up on his feet. Going to be a one-on-one back there, and we do knock it away. That was a much-needed stop by our defense, but we are backed up at our own 10. We're going to go with a toss, try to get this to the outside, find a cutback lane, and only if, I believe that was West Martin, if only he got a hand on Fred Warner, he might still be running. Instead, just a gain of 4. Still down 1 possession, about 5.5 minutes on the clock. And that's now left in the game. As we're going to try to roll out here. Stoner can't hold on to it. 3rd and 6. We drop back into shotgun. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Haven't seen anything from Tyron Johnson yet today. Really could use someone breaking through, as I was not referring to the defensive line. 4th and 6, we'll have to punt. Defense, I'm sorry, it's back on you again. And following a terrific return by McCaffrey, they start at the 42, already in plus territory. Down the middle they go with some space. He tries to break to the outside. Combination tackle there brings him down, gain of 9. San Francisco trying to make this a 2-score game late. As they go with a pass, we bring the blitz. Doesn't hit home. They find Debo with the first. That was only the 9th pass attempt for Trey Lance today. They've been able to get the ball out in various different ways as they go with a bit of a read option. I mean, just ran beautifully. Good tackle there by number 22, Johnson, on McCaffrey. We've seen some pretty iffy tackling from him today, but also some really good ones. As once again, he's there and whiffs on the tackle. A subtle juke sent him flying, and we're now down 2 touchdowns. Under 4 minutes in this game. It's now or never if we're to get back in this game. Coming out, sending all guys deep here. We need someone to get open. Gonna toss this one out to Campbell. That one's overthrown and underthrown for Baca to come back. And I did substitute out Watson for Baca, who has some better release. We'll see if that ends up working in our favor. Stoner on the corner route. That one will work, as we will have to go to the hurry-up offense. Time ticking away here, about 3 minutes left on the clock. I don't know why our receiver ran backwards. That was Stoner, who still gets the grab, gets out of bounds with only a gain of 2. 2nd and 8, we've had a rotation at the receiving group. Melton comes in. We're going to try to set up the receiver screen to him, but just absolutely beautiful there by number 57. just collapsed on that as soon as that ball was released. 3rd and 10. Let's see if we could get Watson on a quick underneath or quick curl route here, perhaps. They have 2 guys over the top. How about we go right down the seam? Can Melton grab this one? No, he drops it. Yet again, another really good pass there by Tyler Huntley that just gets dropped. I mean, put that exactly where it needed to be. We'll throw a crossing route here. Fox will get us the first down on 4th and 10. We're going to have to go right back to the hurry up once again. About 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes. Want to get at least one more play in here before the 2-minute warning. Watson towards the sideline, gets the grab, cuts up, and that's going to be a touchdown. Right before the 2-minute warning, having our deficit. We need the defense to come up big here. All right, Shaka, this is where the defense needs your lead. You are the superstar, not only of the defense, but of the team. We'll go with a run to the outside. Debo, not going to get anything on this one, will be a loss. Once again, Johnson in the backfield. But no more free time stoppage for us. 2-minute warning is hit. We'll now have to use timeouts as they go with a run. Cut back into the middle. McCaffrey absolutely destroyed all of our ankles. He's taken this one to the house. Another 2-score game. Now just a minute and 50 seconds left. Gonna need someone to come up big once again. How about Campbell, the rookie tight end, as that one a little bit thrown too high and to the outside. If that one's angled a little bit more inside, who knows? Campbell did look a little slow on that play. Not sure if just the fatigue of their game is hitting. If so, not a great time to do so as Borgie trips again on his offensive line. That leaves us 3rd and 11. Sticking out in that trips look to the right-hand side. Need someone to get open. They cover just about everything. Huntley will throw away. 4th and 11. Basically 4th and game if we're not already past that point. Need someone to get open here. That pass overthrown. Will be a turnover on downs and will end this game. Well, obviously not the way we wanted the season to start, but there was still some really good play in this game. Tyler Huntley, pretty good showing, missed some throws, but overall, I think there were some good things that we saw from some of the new players. And at the end of it, 49ers got their revenge, getting the win, 35-21, redeeming themselves from last year's late season loss. We just weren't able to stop McCaffrey. He got going late in the game, was too shifty, and we just couldn't tackle him in open field. That was really the game changer. Well, overall, I don't think that first game was too bad. Definitely some things to clean up. Really liked what we saw from Tyler Huntley. He got hit a lot earlier in the game, so by the time we got towards the end, we saw some inaccuracies pop up a little bit, but still for the most part, I think he played really well. I liked the combined rushing attack of Borgie as well as Turbin, so that looked really well. Campbell looked like he could do pretty good. Stamina maybe was a little bit of a concern, but one thing that I wasn't all too impressed at was the receiving group. Past Campbell and a couple good plays by Stoner, the top guys really didn't seem to do a whole lot. Justin Watson obviously had the touchdown catch, but past that, I don't know. I really don't think I saw much. I don't think Tyron Johnson had a single catch. I didn't see him get open. So I'm not sure with these top guys. Perhaps next episode we start with a look with Bo Melton at the outside. He's only 24 years old and one overall lower than the other guys. He has the best speed, second best acceleration, just looking at the top 3. Much better agility, change of direction, a little middle of the pack with the strength. Awareness is definitely going to be low. Catching ratings honestly aren't too different compared to the others. He's not much of a short route runner, but not basically the same as Tyron Johnson. Does have the least amount of medium and deep route running, as well as the least release. So that is a little bit concerning with the fact that he doesn't have the route running or the release. But I think he's someone we should take a look at with the fact that he is younger, has a lot of athleticism. Manny Fox looked really good in that game. I think we need to get him involved pretty early. Perhaps next episode we start Bo Melton and Manny Fox on the outside. Stoner also could possibly go to the outside and Manny Fox go into the slot. That's a possibility. And then there is Jesus Baca. 5'11", 224 is an interesting size. You typically only see that with running backs, but He has the speed, has acceleration, has some after the catch ability. And when it comes to his catching ratings, about what we see with our top guys, but does have some route running availability with also, I think, the best, if not the second best release on the team. So I feel like we need to get a look with him out there. There's also Eric Dillon, who's going to have a little bit less speed, less acceleration. Hands are a work in progress, but does have some at least intriguing ratings. 71 medium route running is not bad, and he's a rookie. So I'd like to see a little bit more from maybe some of these other guys. And Tyron Johnson and Justin Watson being the oldest receivers out there. They may not keep their spot long if they don't produce consistently. So let me know who we should start next episode. It's going to be some other guys. Johnson and Watson won't be starting next episode. That's the whole point of this series, is to have a rotation until someone claims a spot. Fox looked good. We know what Stoner can do. Campbell can be a threat as long as he, has enough stamina. But we'll see how they do next episode against the Buffalo Bills. Be another tough competition. We're going to have to come ready to play. So make sure you guys are hitting that subscription button. If you're not already subscribed, you can just hit my bear icon on the bottom right if you're watching on your phone or maybe tablet. If you're on your computer, just scroll down, hit that subscription button, but make sure, no matter what you're watching on, tick that bell icon to be notified of when my videos go live. 4 videos every week, 2 of the 2 series we do. The Commanders Replacement Squad series, posted every Monday and Thursday. I do the state-only challenges, currently Texas, posted every Wednesday and Saturday. So a lot of content coming. Make sure you guys stick around. And until next time, see you guys later. Bye.